Do any of you remember a couple of my recent videos I did on Civivi and all the Civivi knives that are being discontinued like crazy? Amazon, Blade HQ, eBay. You can go to any one of these places and they have ridiculous selections of Civivi knives for like 30, 40% off. It is insane. If you don't believe me, go to Amazon, go to eBay, go to Blade HQ, look for some Civivi styles and just look at those prices. This particular one is something I've had my eye on for a while. Regular price on this was about $55. I bought it for $31 on Amazon. I could have bought it for $29 on Blade HQ, but this was the only knife I wanted to get. So because it was the only knife I wanted to get, I didn't want to pay like $5 for shipping and then it would have turned to $34. Whereas Amazon was $31 plus tax. It ended up being cheaper and I got it the next day. If you're going to buy like 2 or 3 or 4 knives, then definitely get them on Blade HQ because you'll get free shipping and you'll get the best prices. Just my opinion. And in case you're wondering, no, I am not a Blade HQ affiliate. I'm just saying, if you're going to buy one, Amazon probably will work out better. You're going to buy 2 or 3 or 4, go for Blade HQ. But anyway, enough of that. Now this particular one is the Civivi Odium, as I said. This one comes with the natural G10, which I'm not usually a humongous fan of. I can kind of take it or leave it, but I really liked it on this particular knife. Now, scales on this knife, like I said, it is a smooth G10. They are about 3.6 inches, just a little over 3 inches. And we have a flipper here. And I love this blade profile. As you might notice here, we have a nice finger choil so you can choke up. We have a cut in the blade that you can use for flicking if you so choose. Blade length is, I believe it's like 2.6 inches. Let's see here. So we got 1 full, 2 full. Yeah, but just about 2.6 inches for the blade length. So pretty nice. Have some nice jimping here. It's not really that aggressive as far as jimping goes. As you know from my videos, jimping is always welcome. But I tend to like it a little more aggressive. This isn't that aggressive, but you know what? I'll take it. I like the blade profile, though. Like that wide opening kind of sets it apart, makes it pretty interesting. Same thing with the choil, and considering it's a small knife, it looks bigger than it is. You know, I think that's really cool. Overall length on this is 5, 6. It's like 6¼ inches between the blade and the handle. Now, another cool thing is, you know, between the flipper here, kind of has nice space here for your finger. And this is basically a 3-finger knife. Okay, now you can get a little bit of your pinky on there, but it's a 3-finger knife. Fits in my hand pretty well. You have some jimping on here, that's cool. If you want to choke up, then it does take your whole hand pretty fully, and you have just a little bit of room there at the end. So that's pretty nice too, depending on what kind of work you're doing with this knife. As you can probably tell through the G10, it appears to have skeletonized liners, and this is a pretty light knife. I know it's under 3 ounces, but I'm sorry, I don't have the measurements right now. And let's see, we got a liner lock here, and it's pretty aggressive here. It pokes out just enough for you to access it, to close it. And you know, after you use it a few times, you can kind of shake it closed too. Now, I just bought this like a day ago, and at first it really wasn't too flickable. Now it's flickable. And like I said, you can kind of, you know, just shake it closed. So it breaks in pretty quickly, deploys very quickly. I forget what kind of blade steel this is. I probably should have done that. What kind of a knife reviewer am I? I think it's D2. Don't hold me to that, though. Don't pay any attention to that. We're just making conversation right now, okay? That's all. Now, the clip is a pretty small clip. Basically a regular Civivi profile. Right there, but you know, a little bit smaller. The good, the bad, and the ugly here. The good is it's reversible. That's pretty awesome. So you can reverse that clip depending on how you'd like to carry it, which is nice. The bad, it's not recessed. You see that right there? Now, that's a problem, but admittedly, of all the problems we can have with the knife, if we were to rank them, that's kind of like the smallest problem around. But it's nice if they do get recessed. But for a $50 a knife that was originally like $50 to $55, I wouldn't complain, and I'm sure as heck not going to complain about one that cost me $31. But we have this back spacer here, and this one does have a little bit of a texture to it. It almost looks like it's like jimping. It kind of is jimping, but sort of, kind of like not very aggressive jimping. But it looks pretty cool. I like it. I'll take it. Like I said, it's definitely flickable. And we have that liner lock in there. I wish that the jimping on the back of the blade was as aggressive as this jimping on the liner lock, because if you could look at that, that's got some teeth to it, and I would have loved to see that on the back, to be honest with you. So, basically, overall, I'm happy with it. I had high expectations for it, and it lived up to it. It's a $31 knife, and I think it's worth that all day long. If I had the choice of buying it again, I would. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. I would have recommended it at 50, and I'm absolutely recommending it at 31. It's a very cool knife. Now, things I like the best. I love the blade profile, the shape of the blade, the design of the blade, the choil. It's all pretty awesome stuff. If I had to change anything on it, I would say my least favorite things. I probably would have had more aggressive jimping on the back, especially considering that it has a choil. And, for people who are choking up, you're going to want to really use that. And it's fine just the way it is. I mean, that's just like a personal thing. I'm not, criticizing the design of it all. And by the way, this is a Ferrum Forge design. They designed some cool stuff. Those are the people who also designed the Mordax. Legendary knife, in my opinion. So I would have made this jimping a little more aggressive, and I probably would have tried to bring it down a little bit here on the liners, like maybe to like over here. So this way you'd have a little something if you're kind of holding it like this, right in here. I don't know, that's just me. But then again, if I was a knife designer, I'd probably have that on all my knives, and then all my knives would end up looking alike and no one would buy them. So I'm thinking the Ferrum Forge guys and the Civivi people know more about knife design, so I'm just going to let that go. Okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing, and this is relatively minor. The inset clip would be nice, but again, for this price point, I'm not going to whine and complain about it. Another nice thing is that you can actually access your screws pretty easily. I think those are like T8 or something. And like I said, it breaks in pretty easily. I also like the finish on the blade too. Not a fan of black coated blades lately. I have some, but it's not something I really enjoy too much. I feel like the wear on them is pretty awful, whereas these kind of hold up pretty well. I know some people like to dye their natural G10 scales. I will not be. I really like it like this, and I also kind of like how you can like see through them a little bit. You can see those liners right through. Whoops. I don't know if it's really showing up on the screen too much, but it's a pretty cool effect. You can really see it there, like kind of like the shadows and through stuff. And there are the skeletonized portions of it. So definitely a good buy. I am going to throw the link from my Amazon affiliate link in the description. If you're looking to buy one of those, hey, use my affiliate link. But I would really, if you're only going to buy that one thing, I think Amazon's the way to go. But if you think you might want to buy 2 or 3 or 4 Civivis, you'd probably do best at Blade HQ if you're going to buy enough to get the free shipping, because you'll end up probably saving like $2 to $4 over Amazon on each knife you buy, and then you'll get the free shipping on top of that. So if you don't mind waiting, they're pretty quick shipping. If you don't mind waiting a few days and you're buying, like I said, multiple knives, that's probably the way to go. You're just buying one, I'd stick with Amazon. But that's enough for me. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up so I know what kind of stuff you guys are into. Talk to you later.